Guys, we are back. I hope y'all come back. I am so annoyed, but I done got myself together. I was very much dysregulated, very much, because I'm enthusiastic. I just did a perfect, and I hate to use that word, but I just did a perfect live on my Facebook. And I knew that this was going to be a social media day because your girl have been so busy out here in this working life streets, even though I worked anyway all the time.
Listen to
Hold on.
this.
And so I'm waiting for you guys to come on back. If this is your first time here, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Do not forget to comment, like, and subscribe. We're on a fast sprint to 20,000 subscribers. Can you hear me, Cali girl? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Ashton, can you come in for a second? We're on a fast sprint to 20,000 subscribers. We are well on our way. We're going to be doing something new. I just feel a new type of energy and everything. Latanya, yes, hit that like for me. Hit that like. And once I let them hear this video, I'll call you to come get the tablet. It's only like 2.5 minutes, okay? We're going to jump right in. If this is your first time here, like I said, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. This is a fantastic place to be. All right, let's get into it. Y'all think I should play it right now? Yeah, we're going to keep moving.
European American.
You see conflict, people diligently slitting each other's throats, whether it's in the Middle East, whether it's in Africa. It's because of diversity of ethnicity, of language, of religion, but primarily of race.
So you want to live in a white-only country?
Not necessarily white only, but a country that is clearly based on a European model in which whites will basically remain the overwhelming majority in perpetuity.
Okay, how do you achieve that?
Well, that's an excellent question. Donald Trump has got some first good steps in mind. He wants to make sure no more illegal immigrants come into the country, and he wants to make sure that all illegal immigrants here go back. He wants to end birthright citizenship. He wants to put at least a temporary ban on Muslim immigration.
What happens with
Thank you,
Asians? What happens
Benji.
with African Americans? What happens with Latinos?
What happens
Thank
to
you.
my
You presented me with a very limited view of the United States.
You're saying the United States is a place anybody can come and turn it into anything you want, and the people who built this country and established its institutions, if they glimmer away, so what? You are promoting a process that will reduce my people to a minority. You want more power for Latinos. That comes at the expense of my people's power.
We're 17% of the population,
Right.
and we only have 3 senators. So therefore, we don't have the political representation that we deserve.
And you want more and more and more.
Of course, because we only
How
have 3
much?
senators.
How much political?
At this point, 14 senators.
And 50 years from now, how many would you like?
Let's talk about 50 years from now. In 2044,
Yes.
white, non-Hispanics will become a minority.
Yes.
Is that what you're afraid of?
Mr. Ramos, it's fantastic for you, for my people to lose power and become a minority. That's fantastic for you. How does it feel for
Because
me?
it is our country.
Our country, our
It is our country. Don't you think we both have the same rights in this country?
I think that despite this nonsense in the Declaration about anybody being anyone,
Excuse
the
me,
white
you
people,
don't
the white
think
people.
we are all created equal?
No, what you want to do is change this country into an entire nation in which white people will become refugees in their own land
So
if your vision comes through.
You don't want to live alongside Mexicans.
Now, why is it wrong for me not to want my neighborhood to change? If my neighborhood is European, if my neighborhood they don't keep chickens in the backyard that crow at 3 a.m.
What are you
They
talking
don't.
about?
I'm
That's a
talking
complete
about Mexico.
stereotype. That's a complete
Yes,
stereotype.
and stereotypes are all true.
It's
Aren't
a
they?
racist
Oh my
stereotype
God.
you're saying.
Oh, racist! Give me a break.
What are you going to do with the thousands of Muslims,
We certainly
American citizens, who are serving in the military?
I'm sure that we just couldn't possibly survive with all those Muslim Navy Rangers. Yes, I'm sure that's true.
That is not right.
No, I'm talking
You
about
cannot make
Muslim.
fun of people who are saving our lives.
They want special holidays and special food.
So if you don't like their religion, you don't have to join them. That's fine.
Well, no,
but,
they are.
But,
Wait,
but also,
I'm not-
but you can't discriminate against them simply
course.
because you.
Of course, anyone should have the right to discriminate against anyone he wishes. And the point is,
But not by the law, Mr. Taylor. You can't do that.
I think the law is absolutely incorrect.
Do you feel that whites are superior, are
I
more
think,
intelligent than blacks?
I think on average, whites are more intelligent than blacks, and North Asians are more intelligent than whites.
How can you
All
say
of this
that?
How can you think otherwise?
Mr. Taylor,
Why
what are you?
difference would you have to think that a pygmy is, on average, is just as intelligent as a Dane? Why would you think that? The entire record of history is completely consistent with the assumption that Black Africans are less intelligent on average than Asians or Caucasians.
That's absurd. That's repugnant and absurd.
Repugnant to you?
Yes, of course.
Why would you even entertain the possibility that on average a pygmy is as intelligent as a Japanese?
The comparison that you are trying to make, it is simply impossible because of historical circumstances, because economic conditions, because of the movement.
We have to be willing to say to all those who are non-European, we wish you well, but this territory is for us. And sorry, we have the right to be us, and only we can be us.
So you want me to leave?
Under certain circumstances, yes, we would ask you to go. Unless whites are prepared to exclude people, then they will be shoved aside. That is the fate which I will fight until my last breath.
Oh my God. Oh. That was, oh boy, that was hard. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, here for the tea. Hey, girl. That was, no, Matt, no, just chill out. Everything is cool. We're all grown. We're going to have an adult conversation. This is the meatiest, this is the juiciest. Oh, it was, I mean, I got the chills. My heart is racing a little bit. Like I'm having a whole a range of emotion that's going on with me right now, as I did when I first heard it. It is triggering. I'm going to control my trigger. I want you guys to do it too. I want to be able to have this conversation. We're going to have people, same here. We want to have people coming through. I've called Kurt. There's Mr. G. There's Mr. G right there. I'm not concerned with African Americans being in power. I'm concerned with Hispanics who can't handle their own country, and more so Middle Eastern being in power. Now, I was just getting ready to talk about Mr. Grabowski being in here in the conversation that we had this morning. Kurt, if you're interested in coming up on the panel, you can. The link is in the chat. The link is down there in the chat. All right. Yeah, Diddy's baby oil said yes, it's triggering. I feel you. It is triggering. Just can't listen to those people. Ignorance is not a part of the discussion. But the Latinos work together. Yes, it is triggering. I feel you. It's a lot because I feel like what he said in the video is not normally said. And a lot of what he said, he put all of this stuff into a 3-minute conversation. And that was a lot. The guy who was interviewing him, the white guy, what's his name, Ramos, he turned red. He felt a lot. Like that was a lot for him to do, to talk about. All right, so I'm gonna go back because now we're gonna start the discussion. We're gonna go back and we're gonna start. Like I said, the link is in the chat if you guys want to come up. We're gonna go back. How long?
Superior.
Listen to this European American.
You see conflict. People diligently slitting each other's throats, whether it's in the Middle East, whether it's in Africa. It's because of diversity. Diversity.
Okay, let's start with that. He's saying that people are the throat because of diversity. No, whites slit other whites, and blacks do it to each other, of course, and Latinos do it to each other. So that is not true. That part is not true. Let's go.
of ethnicity, of language, of religion, but primarily of race.
So you want to live in a white-only country?
Not necessarily white only, but a country that is clearly based on a European model in which whites will basically remain there.
Well, let me ask this question because I don't know. So a country based on a European model, I just want to say that has that ever been done before? Because America is not that, right? Because the Indians and some people say black people were here first before the European people got here. So maybe if he wants that type of country, then maybe he needs to be looking for land somewhere else and start this thing from the beginning. Because I just don't understand. Like, I'm trying to get into his mind. What does he mean by that? We're going to deal with the topic in the caption. Is it wrong for white people to want to stay in power? Because now they are still the majority. Black people were definitely here first. We are going to talk about where we are right now and white people being in power. They are that now. They are the most powerful ones now. As Ramos was saying, as a Spanish person, I think he's Spanish, that they need more representation in the Senate and in the Congress. And then the other man was saying, well, then in 20 years, how many more do you want there? So I could get into it. So hold on, let's listen to one more.
Overwhelming majority in perpetuity.
Okay, how do you achieve that?
Well, that's an excellent question. Donald Trump has got some first good steps in mind. He wants to make sure no more illegal immigrants come into the country, and he wants to make sure that all illegal immigrants here go back. He wants to end.
Now, am I wrong? Is it me, or y'all correct me if I'm wrong? I thought the country was pretty much built on diversity. Is that not true or no? What do y'all think about that? Because I mean, everybody comes here, starts businesses, and create their own paradise. That's what we've been doing forever. Is that not what we've been doing? Can y'all please talk to me? Is that not what America is, a melting pot? I thought so. Populism is beating down societies and enslaving the masses. True, Cheryl. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, we're gonna listen.
Birthright citizenship. He wants to put at least a temporary ban on Muslim immigration.
What happens?
Okay, temporary ban. Let's get into what Kurt Grabowski said on Muslims. Temporary ban on Muslims. Now, I'll say this, y'all judge me or whatever, we're conversating, right? So I just can only speak from my lens, okay? It is what it is. But I'll say this, and I don't know if I'm racist, but I don't know, but I'll just say this. I've been and I know fear is not healthy, but I've been afraid of Muslim people because some of the things that I've seen, how they have extreme violence against people who believe differently than them. I've been afraid of that. But I've seen Muslim people who are very peaceful and who are great. You know what I'm saying? But this man, he seems to put, everybody in the same basket. Let's finish this video and then I'll get into the main topic and I'll let you know what I think about white people wanting to preserve their power.
With Asians, what happens with African Americans? What happens with Latinos?
Let me read this. In the UK, they have allowed mass migration of Muslim people, and now there are cities that are calling for caliphates within an open religious expression countries. Miss Cheryl, your tablet looks like mine cracked up. Yes, it is. Okay, let's go.
Happens to my
You presented
people.
me with a very limited view of the United States.
You're saying the United States is a place anybody can come and turn it into anything you want, and the people who built this country and established its institutions, if they glimmer away, so what?
Okay, what y'all think about that? Hold on. Did y'all hear what he said? He's saying to Ramos, you're saying that anybody can come and they bring their religion and their thoughts and their ideas and their lenses and their ideology here, and they create their own thing here. If this continues to happen, he's saying that it won't be any of the original people here, because if enough people come in with their ideas and things, this won't be America as he knows it. All right, Benji, you say the Grabowski Morning Show, if he advocates for a homogeneous society composed solely of white individuals, then he forfeits any right to place blame on others for mass and serial killings. I get it. In such a society, who would hold responsible for these tragedies? Right. I get you, Benji. Your peoples didn't build this country, sir. That's true. They want us to conform to their ideologies. Not going to happen. So you guys know that Mr. G in this comment section is my ex-husband, and he is speaking for mainly for the European people. And he is saying that he doesn't want them to come and to bring their ideologies and their way of living, and then somehow eventually over time they become the majority, then they switch out and become the minority, and then we're living under their rules. My question is, this is my thing, and I called him this morning to talk to him to say this. I'll just say this. If we're looking at it like, y'all know I minimalize everything, so you know that's what I do. But if we're looking at it like a household, the neighbor doesn't have the right to come over to tell me how to run my damn house, because the neighbor has his own house, right? I'm just saying. So a part of that, I get it. I get in part what Kurt is saying and what they are saying. Like, because, for example, Russia would fucking never, y'all know that. Russia would never. You're not going to come and you're not going to bring your thing and your policies over here for us to live by. So there is a percentage of that. I mean, I'm just saying that has to be looked at, and, you know, we have to look at it like that too. You know, so I'm just saying that's
a process that will reduce money.
Hold on. I lived in Mexico. You can't go there and not respect Hispanic culture. Okay. Typically, that's a good thing to have diversity of thought, religion, etc. However, they're seeing that they want to take over instead of assimilate. And this is the thing that me and Kurt talked about this morning, because I don't mean no harm. Now, I love diversity. What I've been seeing lately in my life, like I've been seeing a lot of diverse shit. I mean, I've been seeing a lot, and it's expanding me and growing me really big, like a lot. But you can come over, you can practice what you like, you know, religious wise. You can eat how you've been eating. You could grow the kind of flowers that you like and all those things. But you can't get up in that government and change the foundation of a country. You can't do that. I think that's too much. I don't know what y'all think. Y'all don't get mad at me. What social media, or the internet for a better word, has given people the knowledge of other people's beliefs, and at the same time divided more than ever before. Hey, beautiful woman, how are you doing? I'm doing good, Rico. Hispanic people already claimed Texas on the low, California, but it was theirs in the beginning, wasn't it? The whites are not the majority. It's a lie. Cali girl, really? Mars. They take care of their own. All right, let's get back in here. Oh, hell, what did I do? Hold on, y'all. Okay.
Minority. You want more power for Latinos. That comes at the expense of my people's power.
We're 17% of the population,
right,
and we only have 3 senators. So therefore, we don't have the political representation that we deserve.
And you want more and more and more.
Of course, because we only have 3 senators.
How much political?
At this point, 14 senators.
And 50 years from now, how many would you like?
Let's talk about 50 years from now. In 2044,
yes,
white, non-Hispanics will become a minority. Yes. Is that what you're afraid of?
Mr. Ramos, it's fantastic for you, for my people to lose power and become a minority. That's fantastic for you. How does it feel for
because
me?
It is our country.
Our country.
It is our country. Don't you think we both have?
I'm terrified of Hispanics becoming the majority. Are you serious, Benji? I know you're serious, or you wouldn't have put it in there. Yeah, I don't. What do y'all say? Cali girl, what do you say? Very serious. Cali girl, what do you say about this? Latinos becoming the majority. We don't know what this will be like. Benji said he's terrified. Callie, a lot of black voted him in. Nina, what do you say about what I just said? What do you say about Latinos becoming the majority in 15 years? What do you say? 20 years? And how has that happened? Hispanics will not lock us out. They take care of their own, Mars is saying. They will. I don't mind as long as they not hurting others. Well, what happens in Mexico? They've been taking care of their own in Mexico, but they've millions have come here. What is that about? Somebody answer me. We're just trying to get to the bottom of it. That's it. I'm just saying. So the ones that come here don't bring the chaos, the confusion, and the habits and the behaviors of the other ones that are still over there. I agree with Mars. They stick together, more money. Cali, facts. Mexicans side for each other. They don't hate like our race does. You guys have a lot of faith in this thing. That's interesting. You guys have a lot of faith in the idea. You guys are open. More money in America, send money back home. Okay. What happens to the blacks when the Latinos are the majority? And then what happens to the whites? They are black Mexicans. Where are they? Keep black Mexicans in Mexico. Are you asking a question or is that a statement? It's not Mexico, really. It's the South American countries, Venezuela, El Salvador, etc. It's communist dictators and cartels that own the government, and the economics are destroyed. What about them? What if they end up in the government? Then will we have that here? They just need to stop listening to mainstream. The black race has been influenced to believe that each is their own enemy.
The same right?
They whiting up the world. Eric said, Cheryl, you're so confident. Their government is cripped by cartel brines. Y'all, we have a lot of, as I see in the comment section, there is a lot of faith here that if the Latino people become the majority, I'm just saying what I see according to my chat, then we'll all be fine, even though they are running here from their own system. I want to know why y'all are not saying anything about that. No, they mostly just want out from their government. They want to work and make money and support their families like anyone else would. Okay, Matt. Their government is corrupt. Okay, we have a lot of faith
that
in it.
Despite this nonsense in the Declaration about anybody being anyone, white people,
think we are all created equal?
No.
Oh, God. Y'all hold on to your britches. Hold on to your britches. One more again. Believe it or not, the Mexican government is more corrupt than ours. Yeah. The hard part about importing all of the immigrants is that they're a huge tax on our system until they assimilate. Yeah, that's the part that I don't like. Now, let me just say this. I'll say this, and this will probably be, I don't like that. I don't like the poverty that's here amongst the blacks and the whites, and the lack of education and all the things that we deal with, especially in the smaller towns all over the country, not so much in the city, but the smaller towns, and the poverty and everything and all the needs of those people. But then when we get the immigrants in, they get a lot of support, and we are being taxed. I don't like that. I do think something is really, really wrong with that, and that is not okay. I don't like that at all. I don't like that. Okay.
Oh, what you want to do is change this country into an entire nation in which white people will become refugees in their own land if your vision comes through.
You don't want to live alongside Mexicans.
White people. This is the fear. This is the fear. This is the fear. White people become refugees in their own land. This thing is real. This thing is big. And it's valid, too.
Now, why is it wrong for me not to want my neighborhood to change? If my neighborhood is European, if my neighborhood they don't keep chickens in the backyard that crow at 3 in the morning.
What are you talking about? That's a complete stereotype. That's a complete stereotype.
Yes, and stereotypes are all true.
That's a racist stereotype.
No, that's wrong. That's wrong for him to say that. That's wrong for him to say that, because all Mexicans don't keep chickens in their backyard. Oh my God. How is their land when they were already here before they discovered it? Ooh. It's not just whites. Look at Southside Chicago. They're pushing them into schools and stopping government and community programs to support immigrants.
Like what you're saying.
Oh, racist. Give me a break.
What are you going to do with the thousands of Muslims?
We certainly
American citizens who are serving in the military.
I'm sure that we just couldn't possibly survive with all those Muslim Navy Rangers. Yes, I'm sure that's true.
That is not right.
No, I'm talking
You cannot
about
make fun of people who are saving our lives.
They want special holidays and special food.
So if you don't like their religion, you don't have to join them. That's fine.
Well, no, they are.
But also, you can't discriminate against them simply because you.
Of course, anyone should have the right to discriminate against anyone he wishes. And the point is,
but not by the law, Mr. Taylor. You can't do that.
I think the law is absolutely incorrect.
Mars, ask a Hispanic, where's the Black Hispanic people and how are they treated? Where are they? Where are the Black Hispanic people? Where are the Black Hispanic people?
Do you feel that whites are superior or more intelligent than blacks?
I think on average, whites are more intelligent than blacks, and North Asians are more intelligent than whites.
How can you say that?
How can you think otherwise?
Mr. Taylor,
what sense would you have to think that a pygmy is, on average, is just as intelligent as a Dane? Why would you think that? The entire record of history is completely consistent with the assumption that Black Africans are less intelligent on average than Asians or Caucasians.
That's absurd. That's repugnant and absurd.
Repugnant.
He says a lot of things wrong. He can't speak for white beliefs on this. Okay.
To you. Yes, of course. Why would you even entertain the possibility that on average a pygmy is as intelligent as a Japanese?
The comparison that you are trying to make, it is simply impossible because of historical circumstances, because economic conditions, because of the movement.
Excuses. We have to be willing to say to all those who are non-European, we wish you well, but this territory is for us. And sorry, we have the right to be us, and only we can be us.
So you want me to leave?
Under certain circumstances, yes, we would ask you to go. Unless whites are prepared to exclude people, then they will be shoved aside. That is the fate which I will fight.
Sir, it's all fear. Now, he has some valid points, and let me go ahead and deal with my main point. Self-preservation, right? I get it. Nobody, no one in this chat is going to say today that I'm in power. I'm in the position of power. I'm on top. And then I just all of a sudden say, you know what? I don't want to be on top anymore. I'm okay with going to the bottom. You can come take my place and I will take yours. It's not going to happen. But I also feel like that is fear. And I don't understand how much of it is valid, but I feel like it's too much fear, and that there are lots and lots of people who think the same way that he does. I'm speaking for him. I'm scared to praising. I'm scared to fucking death that you guys are going to put us on the bottom. You're going to take away our rights. You're going to do the things to us that we don't want done. And we're on top and we're going to fight like dogs until the end of time. And we're going to use everything that we have because we don't want a transfer of power. We don't want it. We don't want that. And I don't think he can change. But I also feel like some of his fear is valid. That's how I feel. Some of it is. I don't know. Like, it's just a lot, because if we continue as a country to be downright honest, I'm just saying, if you allow, just like having a household, and anybody can come inside your house and set their own rules, it's no longer your house, and what you say will not go. This simple as that. If you don't have boundaries and borders, not literal borders, but you say there's nobody that I know that's gonna come up in here and tell me what to do. This is my mother house. You're not doing that. And even though if I be nice to you and I share, so you come over for dinner on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, but then they say, no, I want to come to dinner every night. Matter of fact, I'm going to take your house and you can go live somewhere else. I don't know what the balance is. What y'all think? It's not so much fear as much as it is as acknowledgement that we need to have a clean house before we can take on mass. Wait a minute, honey, let me read that because I agree. Where you at? Before we can, wait, Jesus, where you go? Before we can take on mass immigration, and we've got to stop it. I think this is another thing I think, and y'all excuse me, I love y'all, I really do, but we have done too much and we have let it go too far. Who did that? Who did that? Who did that? That's too much, because no other country does that. There's one thing, diversity is great. I think it makes our world better. But if you have one group of people that are flooding your country by the millions, then it's going to become their country. And that's the math. It's as simple as that. We were not supposed to do that from the beginning. We were not supposed to do that. We were not supposed to do that. And I don't really, Nina, I agree with you, but I live in a place where I see lots of Latino people. They mind their business. They have houses and cars and businesses and banks. Let's say that again. They have houses and cars and businesses and banks. It's been approximately 30 years. I remember my mother said that she didn't go to school with Latino Spanish people. She did not. In her school days, no. In my school days, around fifth grade, I started seeing Mexican, Spanish people. In my children's growing up years, that's all they've seen. That they are just like in their mind, that's just like Spanish, African American, and Caucasian. It's been like that in their life from day one. So now it's been about what, 40 years, 35, 40 years? Banks, Senate, Congress. That's a lot of growth. It's taken Black people a lot longer than that. That's the math. It's got to be real. It's got to be real. We're talking about owning banks, and we're talking about Washington too. And granted, they put the damn work in. They put the work in. They did that. But we helped them out too. A lot. But if you have in the next 10 more years, you get 30 more million. I mean, it's just math. It is. It just is. Just has to be something. Something has to change. We may not want to see it or hear it because Trump doesn't align with your plethora of other values, but we should and need to agree that it is a problem that wasn't a problem under him. It is. It is. Baby, Matt, you said that perfectly, because I sat, with Bruce and with Kurt, and we talked this morning. It's a problem. It's a problem. There is a limit. There is a cutoff date. You can't do that. We can't do that. We can't do it. I'm not speaking of all immigrants. If you're not Caucasian or descendant of a slave, you are an immigrant and you need to stay in your place. That's all, Benji. I mean, it is what it is. I love everybody on the live. I really do, but it is really a problem. It really is. And for the Latino and Spanish Mexican community, you guys gotta, I mean, nobody's gonna let you just come and take over. Nobody's on the top. Nobody's going to throw their hands up and say, I'm tired of being in power. You can come do it now. Or nobody's just going to fold their hands and just pray about it and let you guys come in by the droves, even though you are working and earning your way, but you can't. You've got to learn how to stay in your own country. What they need to do is they need to get together and they need to overthrow the cartel. They have work to do. The answer necessarily is not running away. That's your fight. Fight it. Blacks have fought. We fought our fight. Countless of us have lost our lives dealing with the slave owners and everything all through the years, and just everything that we've gone through. They need to do something about their own country. And that is the God heaven truth. That's how I see it, y'all. Serious. Latinos will not allow white men to divide them. They will stay strong as a people. I get it. They don't mingle with us. Yeah. I don't go to school with any other nationalities. I didn't go to school. Kurt did not go to school with any other nationalities. It was all white. When he told me that, I almost fell out. I'm very, very pleased that we agree on this issue. Thank you, Matt. We very much agree. You know what else? The Mexican children are in the schools and can't speak English. I think that is strange. I do too. I mean, we have bent, and it was a neighborly thing to do. We've bent over backwards and we've laid out the red carpet. No lies. We've done that. When they first got here, they of course moved to the Black communities, the the poor, or well, when they first got here, they moved to the Black communities, the poor ones, and then middle class, and then beyond. And they've done all this in 35 to 40 years. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. They need to fix their own countries, and we can help them do that. Yes. Yeah. Joshua. Yeah. Yeah. The government lets them bring Uggs in the tire shop is their cover. Oof. The reason the EU is in complete turmoil is because of mass Islamic migration, and it's because of the unsettling unreset in the Middle East. At least with Latinos, they're mostly God-fearing, hardworking people. They have their churches too. Descendants of slaves and Caucasians built this country, and they are reaping the benefits of our labor and trying to come change the rules to benefit them. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Gee whiz. Here in Los Angeles, they are so entitled. They run from their countries, yet want to change our country to their ideologies. Shake my head. And the thing is, we've been allowing it. We can't do it anymore. Y'all, do y'all get that? It's its own issue, right? Even though this guy, the older white man, a lot of his ideas is just based in complete fear. Some of the things he said is just crazy, just out there, but him wanting to preserve what he knows about, and African American people for the most part, and Caucasian people building this country. And then they did mention that the Chinese, the Asian people built the railroads. That's a wonderful contribution to the country. But yeah, no, you can't turn your country over to other people. No. We have supermarkets and stores here in Los Angeles where they don't speak English, and look at you crazy for expecting them to. Y'all. We can't. Now, my neighbor, they're Latino people, fantastic. Never did anything out of order. They were great. They mind their business. But yeah, it exists in all cultures and languages. Asians didn't build anything. Black people, labor was free. I thought they said the Chinese people built the railroad. I don't know. I hadn't done any research on it. But anyway, yeah, y'all, we can't do that. We just can't. It's a big problem, and it's got to stop. And whoever, I don't know on whose watch, I don't know if we paid any attention. I just don't know what in the hell. Excuse me. Benji, it's different in Minnesota. They know we don't speak it. 0 families will be separated. They can all be deported together. Joshua, that's not funny. Deportation is terrible. Hey WV, it's terrible because it's going to traumatize kids. But we live in a real world. Oh, I'm doing good, WV. How are you doing today? We just had a fantastic live, and I thought I would get somebody that want to come up on this panel and share their take. But nobody did. But anyway, I had a wonderful time. They shouldn't come illegally, period. But Nina, it's at the point now that it just needs to be a ban. They shouldn't be allowed to come in. It's too many. It's too many. Y'all think I'm wrong for saying that? No, I'm off today, Nina. I just did a live on Facebook. It's too many. I'm hungry as shit with nothing to eat. I gotta go get me some food. Um, I find it unsettling that they give the immigrants so much, and we as Americans are barely making it. Yeah, it's not right. The United States of Mexico. It's not right. The United States of Mexico. Benji, you funny. It is not. It is not. It's time to buy Greenland. These, oh God, y'all moving quick. It's not, though. I don't think anyone is saying we will turn a cold shoulder. Hold on. To people wanting to come here legally, but they have to clean house first. Get all the illegals out? Yeah. I tried. Kurt said I tried. LOL. Oh, you tried to come up? Hold on. Okay, there's the link. There's the link if you want to come up. Because I'm off today, honey. I ain't look. I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, I'm be live on YouTube and be here. Yeah, it's just crazy. Where's the evidence of a 3-foot tall Asian built the railroad when Black people labor convicted leasing? Oh God. Benji say it's already out of hand. Kurt, see if you could do it again. Do you have StreamYard? I think you have to have it. I think you have to have it on your phone. I'm not sure. But yeah, we got to do something about that. But I just wonder, like, white people are afraid. That's an emotion. It's real. They are afraid of the transfer of power. They don't want to do that. Mm-hmm. We got to research that. Did Asians build a railroad? Because I don't know. Let me see if I can Google it. Deportation is going to have a significant cost. Is that cost greater than keeping them here? I would say yes, because we can't distinguish 10K criminals from 20 million people. Ooh, what a mess. What a mess. 20 million? Good God Almighty. Would Russia have done that? Hell no. It might be too late. What y'all think? It might be too late to fix it. Because if you got 20 million people and 10 million of those people are women and they're having babies, then it's too late.
I can't get her assistance for nothing.
Yeah, she won't help you, child. It's too late. Oh, there he is. Hello.
Is it working?
Yeah, I hear you. You're on screen.
Okay.
So is it too late? Is it too late? Say, for instance, if we don't allow anybody else to come and you got 20 million of them and 10 million are women and they're having lots of babies, is it too late?
No, it's not too late. It has to be done diplomatically and correctly. Like you said earlier, you can't just deport 20 million people. If you do, you're going to create more havoc in their country, which is going to, in a sense, create more people trying to enter illegally, because you deport, they have nowhere to go. Their homes are gone, been taken over by whoever, cartel. It's a sad situation.
It is sad.
It just needs to be handled correctly moving forward. Like it was said earlier, you just can't let them come in by mass. They've got to come in and they've got to be able to prove that they can get jobs and, as someone else said, assimilate and be part of a productive society.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you don't think it's too late?
I mean, in a
20,
sense,
I mean 20 million already here.
in
That's
a sense, it's late, but you really can't. There's no quick, simple fix. You got to handle, like I said, you got to handle it correctly.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, you can't just, like you said, you can't just give them. I've seen stories to where people have said that they've seen their EBT accounts and they've got $13,000 worth of money in their EBT account. You can't just give it to them. You got to make them
That is crazy.
go to some sort of training, or to show that they're willing to be part of our productive society. They just can't sit there like way back in the day when I was in my early 20s and had a young family and we were struggling and we were on assistance. I had to either have a job 20 hours a week or go to college full time in order for the government to give us anything.
Mm-hmm.
So why can't it be the same to them? Make them do something to get it. They can't just don't give it to them. They got to do something to prove.
Yeah, because it's on our dime, and
Right.
and we're not making the rules, and it's not fair because we have people here that are in situations where generationally, like, you just got generations of poor people for whatever reason, maybe because they're in a small town or whatever, and it could be money towards those things. Like, our country has some really, really, struggling folks and people who can't come up, like, but then we allow other people to come in and just almost like on a, with a silver spoon in their mouth. It's crazy.
Right. It's it's like you were talking about neighbors, you know, it would be like allowing your neighbor to walk into your house and change your rules to theirs. You know, where I live, you know, yeah, I RV full time. I live in an RV park, and there's probably at least 100, maybe 150 full timers here.
Mm-hmm.
Bet you there's at least 25 to 30 of them that are Hispanic.
Oh, wow.
But I see them every day get in their cars and they go to work and they mind their business. They don't bother nobody. They interact with you. It's that's the way it should be.
Yeah, I agree. Matt says, thank you very much for the conversation today. You're welcome, Matt. This is not what we normally do, but I was just like, you know, it's my day off and I want some meat on the bone today. You know, I want a serious conversation. Kurt, thank you for coming up on the stream. It's always nice to see you and talk to you. I like your point of view. Somebody says so much money is coming through the border, our government is powerless. What does he mean by that?
Could be a lot of different meanings. Um,
Mm.
Believe it or not, you know, you talk about the cartels, not just the cartels in Mexico, but you've got, you know, all the immigrants that are coming from Venezuela and all those other countries. They've got their own cartels. That's
Mm-hmm.
what that world is all about down in them.
Oh, that's what he said. He did put that down in here. DRUGS. I didn't want to say the word.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just that their money is drugs,
Oh,
and
you said
that's where it's coming. It's
okay. Yeah, we
because
got a mess going on.
we've got the Mexican cartels. We've got them here in North Carolina and every state. Um, they're here, and the government knows it. They're just almost powerless to do anything to them because the way that our rules are, you know, we've got to gather evidence and we've got to see them and catch them doing wrong, and
Yeah.
but it's not going to stop.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was saying, is it too late? Like we have this system that we've been living in, and you know, and now we got this big situation. But it seemed like to me that somebody could have looked 10 years ago, looked down the pipe and said, look, in 10 years we gonna have this thing. But maybe they did and say, you know, other people said no, we're gonna keep it going. But now we got this yeah, so I don't know.
Well, Trump in his first term was trying to handle it and limit it. You know,
Yeah,
you, like you said, you've only got so much power because in the government and Congress, there's checks and balances on what you can do and can't do. So you just can't. He just can't go in there and do whatever he wants. There's checks and balances. There's all the votes and all the bills, and so it's, you know, people who are afraid that Trump's going to go in there and just do what he wants and make things worse for people. He's not, because he's it's not like Putin. Putin can do what he wants.
yeah,
You know, Kim Jong Un in North Korea, he does what he wants because that's the type of government they have. Ours is not that way. There's one man is not that powerful.
right. All the checks and balances that are there. Um, oh wow, Patrick, are you upset? What is your problem? It's he says it's not about race. Barack Obama didn't get elected twice without the white vote. We
Yeah,
know that.
yeah. It's not a race thing of Kamala didn't win because of her nationality or her background. It's not that. It's you know, her making comments of I'm going to change this. I'm going to do that. Well, you've been in office 4 years with Biden, and you didn't make any attempts to change anything. You just fell right behind him and went with whatever he wanted to do. So how are you going to turn around and change it now? So how are we supposed to have confidence that you didn't do anything when you had the chance? Now you're going to do something? No. It's basically political lies. It's, I'm not political, but my dad was in politics being a sheriff, and I seen his campaigns for many, many years. And, I seen what was said and done against him by the other parties. And it's just that he says, she says, I'm going to do this. They say what you want to hear to get your vote. You got to dig really deep in order to really evaluate on who you want to vote for and who you want in power.
So in your opinion, why did Trump win?
His track record from when he was there before, they say that the current government inherited all these high things. No, we didn't have the high gas prices when this new government took over with Biden. We didn't have all the cost of living. None of that was there.
Mm-hmm.
It all came about since they've been there.
Okay.
Yeah, Trump wasn't the greatest. I mean, I admit, have we ever had a great president? Probably not since the 40s.
Mm-hmm.
Because things started changing. Back in the 30s and 40s, there were no taxes. You'd go to work, and you weren't taxed.
Mm-hmm.
And the government survived and did what they needed to do. And then things started changing. Then they realized we could get money from the people, and it just grew from there. So it's yeah.
Okay.
I could go on and on, but I'm not.
I know. All right. Well, anyway, y'all, kisses and hugs. This was a fantastic. This was a live like no other live. Like, I really love this live. I like the topic, and all you guys, subscribers and supporters, and especially my moderators. Thank you so much for being here. And yeah, if I have Latino or Mexican, Spanish supporters, I hope you guys can to see where we're coming from, because it's easy to do. Only thing you have to do is put yourself in the other person's shoe, and you will see that this country, what we have here, it's not good to just allow someone's to come and then turn our thing into your thing. No, can't do that. We just can't. But anyway, kisses and hugs. Thank you, Kurt.
You're welcome. Thanks.
Bye, guys. Oh, hold on. I got to read. You can click out, Kurt, if you want to. Trump won because of what Kurt said. Although I voted for Kamala, nobody had faith that Kamala would change. I know, Benji. I voted for her too, Benji. I drug myself down there, Benji. Lord Jesus, I drug my post soul down there, Benji. And I was just like, Lord, let me vote for Kamala. But honey, I ain't have no energy. The energy was not there. Bless her whole soul. Thank you, Carabella. Oh, there's a Latino person. Hey, Latino person. Z, I'm Latino, and I agree with you because they are causing a lot of crime in America and taking Americans' jobs. Yes, like, no, we can't do that. Thank you, Benji. Benji says great live too. We can't do that, guys. Y'all can't. For the people that are there in those countries, the Latino countries and all, you guys got to get a backbone. You guys got to gather together and organize, and you've got to pray and ask God to help you to get these bad people from having control. And look at what the Black people went through here. But anyway, I'm done. Bye, guys. I love y'all. See y'all later on today, because I got another live that I got to do. here on YouTube. See y'all. Bye, guys.